Nessa girl, Love in Hip Hop Atlanta had it going on last night, and I was feeling bad because I didn't get to give y'all this video earlier today, but I'm actually glad because had I did it, it would have been rushed and I wouldn't have been able to take my time. But we've got a whole lot to unpack with this episode, so let's just jump right on in. That bus ride with Tokyo, Karlie, and Melissa was hella petty and hella awkward. Like, I love Tokyo to death, but this episode got me looking at Tokyo funny, and it's also got me looking at Karlie funny. Now, I am totally with Tokyo in terms of not wanting to be bothered with Karlie's ass because the way she goes about doing things. Here's the thing though. I really think in real life, Karlie Redd would not do the shit that she does. I really think that Karlie has found a way to stay on this show, and it's by playing that role. And everybody else's business being spread or being embarrassed is collateral damage. Like, I really do think, I don't think Karlie means no harm. I just think she's trying to stay alive. And Tokyo is just not here for the shit. I think after Tokyo gets a feel for how this thing goes, her next season, she'll be less affected by it all. Y'all seen Melissa, honey? Melissa must have got tired of us laughing at her goddamn haircut. That damn dyke haircut that little pressing curl that she had, mommy. Mama done went and got her old nasty MC like cha-cha-cha with a little bit of femininity shave on the side. We see you, Melissa. Yes, God, honey. Don't be a nigga all your life. Go on, girl. Let me tell you something. The concept of Jasmine wanting to fly to Houston to talk to Rasheeda is it's very perplexing to me, because Jasmine keeps painting this story that she can't get a hold of Rasheeda. Every time I look on Instagram, Rasheeda at that damn store. So if you really wanted to talk to Rasheeda, your ass could have stayed camped out in front of press until she got there, okay? We're gonna get into that a little later. Tokyo and Spice, y'all. This episode was chock full of a lot of pieces. Now, here's the thing. And y'all give me y'all take on this Tokyo and Spice thing. I'm with Spice in regards to there is nothing for me to talk to Tokyo about. I came about after she and Tabius broke up. I don't have a problem with her. And yes, it is hella awkward being in a room with someone's recent ex and we're all trying to, coexist. It is awkward. So I totally get why Spice really wasn't down to want to talk to Tokyo. I think where Spice failed during that meeting was addressing with Tokyo why it was she was being petty. And it's because you heard she was talking some stuff about you behind your back or whatever, some stuff got back to you. I think had Spice just articulated that meeting could have went different. As far as Tokyo is concerned, I'm not understanding why Tokyo has any kind of issue with Spice at all. And you keep saying, I don't, I'm cool, but you really do. You know what I'm saying? You really do have an issue, and it stems from the fact that you and Tabius broke up and you just don't like the fact that he messing with the girl, whatever the case may be. What I don't like what Tokyo did was that whole I'm gonna get up calm and sling my purse thing. I didn't like it. Now, Spice, I'm looking at you funny this episode too, because you pride yourself on being so grown and so sophisticated and so above the mess, but you were being really, really childish at that table. Especially with the whole she don't need to eat anymore. I was like, oh, yeah. I had to go in the kitchen to get me some potato chips because I could not believe you said that out of your mouth to that girl. And in that situation, it really did feel unwarranted, and you did keep poking at her. But I want to say this. I still don't think it's justification for Tokyo to have responded and reacted the way she did. I left the scene feeling like this girl is really immature. Then she's in the car shaking and just having a conniption and looking like all kind of idiots over a verbal exchange. As the episode went on, I started thinking, Tokyo grew up in the hood, her admission, not mine. And I'm pretty sure she probably got teased all of her life for her size. So it's probably a sensitive area for her. And then when Spice went there, and nobody likes to feel tried. But Tokyo, I want to say this, sis. Fighting people because somebody said something, and I mean no harm to nobody when I say this, but it's ghetto, hood, progetic conflict resolution. Y'all with this whole, if somebody talk shit to me, I'ma beat their ass. That is listen, adults don't resolve conflict like that. Now I understand if somebody is in your face and they serving it to you and they give you no other option. But this whole, I heard somebody said something, I'ma shut this bitch up, she ain't gonna be talking about me, hoes ain't gonna try me, let me now go fight them. If you can hear my voice, that is ghetto people's conflict resolution. It's trashy, it's low class, it's second rate, it's hood, it's nothing to be proud about. I beat a bitch ass if she say something. You look stupid and you sound dumb. And I'm just, I'm going in on this because I need people to understand this. Once you understand that it's not the right behavior, then perhaps you can correct it. But that is some ghetto ass, hood ass, low class, immature, childish ass, ghetto ass, and I keep saying ghetto because only ghetto ass, hood ass, progetic ass people resolve conflict like that. Like somebody say some shit about you, big deal. Bitch, fuck you, kiss my ass, and I'm out. But this whole, I need to hurt you physically because you said something or because you trying me. Whatever the fuck trying me means. Nevertheless, Tokyo, I was really disappointed. And I heard you in the van saying you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be on this show doing this. Then stop. All right? You, and maybe it's based on conditioning or based on how you were raised, you've created this unspoken rule in your mind that if somebody's saying something about you or if somebody is trying you, you have to fight them. You created that rule in your mind. Nobody else did. You in control, mama. And you was doing good up until this episode. Like, grow up, essentially. Let me see where else we at. I will say this though, Spice, all that goddamn Dutzy whining and doing splits on dicks and all that other nasty shit y'all do in Jamaica came in fucking handy because bitch, you dodged the dog fuck out that purse. And I'm gonna tell you something, Spice. Spice said, because she bigger than me, me little than her. Like Spice, real talk. Yes, Tokyo is visibly bigger than you. But bitch, you ain't in no position to be talking about nobody weight because everything you wear, you is busting out of it. Titties busting out, ass, stomach, everything you busting out of, honey. And I know, yeah, you thick and fine and somebody like it, but it's just certain areas certain people shouldn't comment on, and weight is one of them. That's just like me calling somebody else skinny. Like that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Y'all hold on. Anyway, Ernest and Mama D. Let me tell you something. Mama D, I think your ass on TV lying talking about Ernest was on crack because Ernest done got fat. crack, okay? I don't know if this new kind of crack or what, but you know, Ernest, you know, arms and chest always look good, but that stomach was serving like Shoney's buffet realness Sunday after church. And here's the thing. Ernest had me dying laughing because he is not with the shits. Ernest was not with Mama D shit. She was banging-lang-a-langing on that damn cup. And Ernest came in there and said, look, I didn't come back over here to be no damn butler and to be doing all this shit. Ernest said that shit was cute at first, fucking up my makeup. Ernest said that shit was cute at first, but he was not there to be your lover and your secretary working every day of the week. And I know that's right, Ernest. Ernest said, yeah, I might have fucked up, but bitch, you ain't finna punish me forever. Your name is not Jackie and I am not Curtis. Okay. I don't know why my mind is drawing such a blank and then I had so much trouble. I guess I took very copious notes. After Tokyo and Spice had their little run-in at the restaurant and Sierra brought herself to Tokyo's room and talked, that was a very interesting conversation. And before I get into that, is it me or do Sierra voice change based on what performance she doing? Her voice in her confessionals kind of like annoys me sometimes because, you know, BK said and all of this. But when she was sitting down talking to Tokyo, you know, in a serious manner, it's like her real grown lady voice came out and like it was more palatable. Nevertheless, Tokyo, I'm confused. And you got a little Phaedra situation going on where in public, you're saying and acting like you're unfazed, but you're really more bothered than you're letting on, and it's confusing to me. Because on one token, it's you and Tabius can go kick rocks, fuck both of y'all, we done and over. On the next box, it's he was just with me last night, and we're working through this. Which one is the truth? What set of feelings really belong to you? Like, are you really over it or are you really hurt and you want to work through the situation with Tabius despite the fact that you the one that dumped him? You know what I'm saying? And it's just so funny because Tokyo did the classic shit girls do when they jealous that a motherfucker don't move on and he talking to somebody. Well, if he was talking to you, he was just in my inbox last night. He was just on my... Oh, God, that's so fucking 1997. That's so poetic justice. It's so... You just know this bitch. Every time you kiss my man, you tasting my pussy. This shit was just so... It's just like, you know, Toke, you really went out like a sucker on this episode. And I'm going to need you to be honest with the people and honest with your feelings when it comes down to you and Tabius. And I'm just saying, it looks like you are hurt and you really want to be with Tabius, but you putting on this whole act of... You ain't bothered, you ain't bothered. And that's where some of this rage comes from because you suppressing all this stuff and trying to act like you cool when you not. It's okay to be vulnerable and it's okay to be like, yeah, I feel fucked up right now about some shit. All of that is okay. Sean Garrett. Now, Sean, we're going to have to call Susan G. Coleman or the Hair Club for Men because I need, as a matter of fact, we need to call the CDC. Because I need a full 90-page report on what strain of alopecia this is you got. Like, Sean, you wasn't self-conscious about that? Like, your shit is real pachichi. And I was like, where's your hat? I thought maybe, okay, the scene started. Fuck, you had left your hat at the hotel. It was too late. Or you left your hat on the bus. But bitch, later on that night, you was down to the party with that same spray on hairdo. And see, here's the thing. I'm gonna need you to shave it all off and spray it all on, or just leave it all, or add some hair. Listen, I know it's hard for a lot of men, especially black men, to go bald when they're having hair issues. But Sean, I honestly think you would look much better bald than with that black sand. Like, your head looked like somebody took chia seeds in water and just sprayed it on there like they doing a commercial. Chia. Like, it don't help the fact that you not the cutest in the face and you do look like the Chia dinosaur. That's what it is, bitch. Sean Garrett's so futuristic. See, he's so above his time. That's that Chia, bitch. Y'all ain't on that Chia. They gonna be doing that down the Young Jock Salon. I get it now. I see you. We see each other, brother. Stop. Cut that shit all out, and most of all, cut it off, okay? That scene with Scrappy and Bambi pulling up to the house doing the construction. Love and Hip Hop, of all the fake scenes that y'all have filmed throughout the years, this was just the most horrible. And I guess y'all figured we ain't seen Scrappy and Bambi in a while. We've got to incorporate them somehow. It was horribly acted. It was so out of sequence, out of whack, out of place. Bambi and Scrappy's acting both was horrible. Mama D's was even worse. It added absolutely nothing to the episode. It added nothing. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, because I like Bambi and I like Scrappy, but nobody cares about Bambi like that. Like, Bambi is only interesting when she's a part of conflict. Or when she, you know, or when she does an ensemble scene. And personally, I like Bambi. I've hung out with Bambi a couple times. She's cool. But on the show, she's just not that interesting. And neither is Scrappy, nor is that relationship. Like, no one is sitting on the sidelines saying, ooh, I wonder what Bambi and Scrappy are doing. Like, no one cares. No one. And I ain't trying to talk nobody out of a job, but we could really do without them and Mama D as it relates to them. Now, I like Mama D when she with Karen King, but like Scrappy and Bambi, in my opinion, at this point, they add no value to the show. And I'm really disappointed at Scrappy for not seizing this opportunity. Like, you've been on 6 seasons of this show and has not released any music, and that's okay. If you're done with music, then what is your next? Because the writings are on the wall, Scrap. Like, you are hanging on by a wing and a prayer, and from what I hear, you know, you ain't over there making no whole lot of money. So whatever you got saved, I mean, that'll carry you for the next 2 or 3 years or however long. But then what? And the same for Bambi. Like, I thought Bambi was at one point was pursuing music. What is going on, and why is it that y'all have nothing to show for being on this show as long as y'all have? Rasheeda's grand opening in Houston. I want to say this. This has been Rasheeda's year. The glow up has been real. I'm proud of Rasheeda. I'm glad to see her business is expanding. Houston looked like they showed her some love, and she looked like she's really doing her business the right way. So hats off to her for that. Also too, you know, Rasheeda, you know, this just a little bit of shade mixed in true tea. It ain't like your music was popping like that anyway, and you were at the point where you were about to get aged out, and your following and your brand of rap was very niche. It really didn't have a global or national appeal, in my opinion. And I think that Rasheeda and Kirk both saw that, and Rasheeda made a smooth transition from music to other ventures that will carry her into her sunset years, and that was very smart of her. So hats off to her for that. Auntie, I'll call you back. Just Britney performing at the damn party. Y'all, that was very embarrassing. Like, Britney, everybody was just talking, and I know that feeling also well. I've hosted many events, been in many productions when you're up there performing and no one is interested. And that's just really what it shows. I think Britney needs to go through some more artist development, because the issue is she had an issue holding people's attention. And while I think Britney has a very beautiful voice, I really think it's that orange hair that's keeping people from taking her serious. Like, you look like a clown. You look like a Girl Scout in a club trying to sing, and everybody's like, okay, that's cute. And then bam. Like, the thing about it is, And the other thing I tell people, stop going to places where people are unfamiliar with your music and singing songs that don't nobody know. The first thing I would have did to have captured their attention was cover 1 or 2 minutes of a powerhouse song from somebody else. Then once you get them locked in, you like that, everybody? Well, listen, Houston, I'm just Brittany, and this is my latest song coming out. Then you deliver that. But to just get on stage in the middle of a party and just start singing some shit that don't nobody know or care about, it was the wrong move. Like, who is managing you, Brittany? Like, and Ross, if he's working with you, he needs to spend some more time, because this is not a good look for you or him. And I want to see you flourish, because I like your voice and think you can sing very well. Last but not least, when I ask y'all who is in charge of the girls, we don't even have to take a collection or a vote, because it is Rasheeda. Rasheeda handled Jasmine in such a way it inspired me. Like, that is just honestly how grown women handle business. You know, Rasheeda got slick a couple times, but she held her composure. She told Jasmine exactly what it was and what it is. She asked all the appropriate questions, and she ended up leaving Jasmine there sitting there looking stupid. Like, the whole meeting was so anticlimactic. Like, I think Jasmine was expecting some big kumbaya moment, and honestly and truthfully, she got nothing for it. Like, Jasmine, all this flying around the world and you've been doing to get a hold of Rasheeda, and I still don't think you got whatever it is you were looking for. And Rasheeda asked some very poignant questions. Okay, you apologized. Now what? Like, what do you want from me? It's never going to be a situation where I'm calling you being like, Jasmine, girl, we having something to the house. Bring Cannon over. It's like, what do you want? And she told you right. You've got your apology now. You need to deal with Kirk. And I like the fact that Rasheeda gave you the assurance that, you know, you got a child and I will never take this out on the child, so on and so forth with you. There's nothing left for you and Rasheeda to discuss. And you're right, apologizing for fucking somebody's husband, I don't know how that shit works. And the thing about it, to Rasheeda's point, Jasmine, you really are young and immature. And even in your search for an apology, you ultimately got what you wanted, Jasmine, and it was to get put on. Like, I don't understand how you fuck somebody's husband, have a baby from them, then you taunt them, sending stuff to blogs. You know, I didn't even know you had posted that lady's child on your Instagram. I don't know the story behind it. I don't care to know the story behind it, because there's nothing in the world you can say to me that would make that behavior justifiable. You know what I'm saying? And Rasheeda handled you, and you got stuck there looking stupid. Like, you are looking stupid. And again, the question I have is, what are you getting from this other than your little episodic pay? You're not interested enough. Nobody's interested in booking you. Nobody's, like, career-wise, you haven't mentioned anything that you're doing in terms of forward mobility. I'm just not really understanding what you're doing. You're trying to get put on, and I think you went about it the wrong way, because you're leaving a very bad taste in people's mouth. And Rasheeda said something very poignant too about Tiara. Like, you walking in with Tiara, what the fuck is this about? But you and Tiara are both in the same boat. It wasn't Tiara's, it was not Tiara's choice to not film last season. They probably didn't have nothing for her ass to do, and she's just trying to be all up in the mix because everybody loves the camera time, the attention, and the pseudo fame. So, you know, again, Karlie, Red, Tiara, Jasmine, y'all all in the same boat, doing whatever y'all need to do to get camera time and not really caring about the collateral damage. And that's just true tea. Nevertheless, I got to get in here and watch these 2 episodes of Basketball Wives, and I'll call y'all hoes back. Bad.